Right, I'm going to start the construction today, but before I do that I need to put a final coat on here. One obvious problem is, how do you slide a new floor under the summer house when it's being supported by all these piers? Got some ideas, and I'll go through that once I've painted the boards. The wood is all now painted, so ready to go. So the problem is that these pieces of wood here are the battens, and the batons go across here, so they sit on top of the joists. They go this way. The batons go underneath the walls of the summer house, and on top of the batons sits the floor, right? So sits the marine ply that I bought. Now clearly everything needs to slide underneath the floor before I can fit it on, so I'm going to need to put this in sections. So the first plan is to put a piece underneath here, which will have a baton sitting on top of it, and then that will need to support the floor. Now it needs to have some horizontal joists coming out of it, because otherwise it's not going to be stable and the whole wall might collapse. So I'm going to put some temporary supports in there. So let's get that done. So this first baton is going to sit on top of my right hand joist. So I'm going to cut the baton to length, and it'll just have to do with one coat of wood preserver, and then it's going to be nailed on the top of that. So first floor support baton is nailed on. Plan is, using, you can see on the floor, these are the lines where the original joists were. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one of these on the outside, and this one I've just made a little bit shorter. So as you can see, it needs to sit on top of the flagstones here, paving slabs. This one here on the inside will go, as you can see there's a line there where the old joist was, that I will screw on there, and then I will remove the floor supports and slide this bit underneath, where it will then become a supporting joist temporarily. Right, that piece is in. It's not quite in its final position yet, but pretty good overall. Just need a little bit of a tap here and there to move it around. Got my supports in. Lifting the summer house was a little bit precarious, but overall it's okay. And I've put in these old bits of decking just so that I can then hopefully slide the marine ply underneath. Right, next step is I'm going to put a centre support in here, just one, and then I'm going to start putting the horizontals in. Now what I need to make is 6 cross joists, and they need to be exactly the same length as this one. So I'll make those. Right, 6 joists made, all of exactly the same length, of course, and they will be spaced out, and then in the first instance screwed to this one. All right, the frame is now built, and the next plan is to put the batons horizontally in place, and then slide the whole thing in situ, and then screw it up to the other side. Using this old piece as a guide, I need 15 more batons to support the floor. Right, getting through it. Using this old board as a template for the support spacings, and done quite a few now. Lunchtime, I'll finish the rest after lunch. So the final 3 batons are cut. Problem I have is that I now need to remove this support. So I'm going to jack up, shut the door here. So I'm going to jack up this and hope that the summer house doesn't fall apart. Right, it is in. This frame is in situ. It's screwed down against the baton at the end. Summer house is secure again, stable. I put supports underneath here and at the back. So I can now start working on the other side. Although I only bought 15 of these batons and I should have bought 30. So didn't measure that particularly well. Still, I think that's probably enough for today. Just put one of the pieces of hardboard down here, partly because I want to move it off the drive, but secondly, I just wanted to see if it was going to be strong enough, and it's going to be plenty strong enough. It's going to be really good. And also, the other reason is I need to move all of this stuff somewhere whilst I put the frame on the other side of the floor. So I'm going to move the other 5 of these boards. They actually go this way. There's 3 of them on each half of the floor. Really heavy though, so I've been using my faithful sack trolley to move them around. So that's it for today, and probably for this weekend too. As you can see, I've moved everything from the left hand side on top of the marine ply, so it's all ready to go. Just need to move the fridge. Fortunately, I have a friend coming around later, so hopefully Simon can give me a hand. Awesome. So the fridge is moved, thank you Simon, and I have swept the floor. So next step is to start to lay out the frame for this side. Now this is going to have to be done in a different way, so I will start laying out the main centre strut first, and then put in the 6 horizontal struts. Obviously I'm going to need to put in this one at the end after I've slid the whole floor. After I've slid the whole floor in. Decided against fitting all these boards today, just because I don't have the batons, so half of it would need to sit out until the batons arrive. So it could be raining, and I'd rather not get it soaked before I fit it. So I've cut these 6 boards to size, given the ends some wood preserver, and I will just go and order the batons that I need.